Yo dudes, what's up? This is Planet Keith, I'm Keith, and today, well, I'm sorry, it's yet another product review. And I really hadn't planned this one because I know the last 2 or 3 videos that I've done have been product reviews. And, well, mainly because I've been buying a lot of products recently. But, you know, I will get round to actually make some things with these products. In fact, you know, they're already in the pipeline, but not finished. So the reason that I've got this random product is it's a Aldi WorkZone special buy. When they're gone, they're gone. And honestly, I just couldn't not get it because you've probably seen my review of the Triton Plunge Router, which I really don't get on with and bitterly regret buying. I've got another router. So this is WorkZone from Aldi, 1200 watt plunge router, and you will not believe the price. It was £30. Actually, it was £29.99. Important. And so I haven't used it yet, but hopefully I'll be able to learn from this how a router is supposed to work or not. And that might help me with the Triton router, we'll see. Anyway, so you get 1200 watt router, powerful 1200 watt motor, yeah, okay. 2-stage plunge depth mechanism. Accessories include parallel guide, circle guide, template guide and depth guide. And also on the back a bit more techie info. 11,000 to 30,000 RPM. Adjustable plunge depth mechanism. Maximum cutting depth 55mm, depth control with micro adjustment, and it comes with 3 collets, 2 router bits, a collet nut wrench and a dust extractor adapter, and a 3-year guarantee. So that looks pretty good to me. Let's open the box and see what's in it. Okay, that'll be the dust extraction adapter. And that's a bag full of bits that looks like the circle guide and the fence and a spanner wrench and a couple of little collets. By the way, this is 1/4-inch collets. I think this is 2 router bits included, which is a bit marvellous. Yeah, little straight one there. And that looks like a really fine router bit that you could probably do a titchy little groove kind of thing with. So anyway, yeah, could be fun. Then we've got this big heavy thing, which I suspect is the actual machine, the router itself. It's got the usual things. I'm an expert on routers now, I know what the usual things are. So you've got your turret adjustment with a nice depth gauge and a springy lock thing. You've got a rotating stop. You've got your 2 handles. You've got speed adjustment in that one, and oh, this is nice. In this one, you've got your trigger and a button there to lock it on. That's nifty. This will be the lever to lock the plunge. And I guess these are to do with the guide, the fence. Okay, so we've got a couple of steel rods there, which are what the fence will sit on. And instructions and the guarantee thing. Okay, good. So this is quite a nice little size actually. I think, you know, it's much more Keefy sized than the Triton one. So if I release the lock lever, up it goes, and down it goes, and down it goes, and down it goes, and again. Brilliant. I can't do that with the Triton, it just won't, it jams, it's rubbish. So that's a pretty good start. Right, that all looks fantastic, so I'm going to have a little play with this and then we'll come back and I'll show you what I've learned. So a couple of days later, I've had a chance to play with this a little bit, and I got to say, I'm well impressed. You know, first time I used it, I managed to do something useful, and yeah, it's marvellous. So now that I know more about it, I'll show you a few things. First of all, you can fit this dust extraction adapter, goes in there, and it bolts from underneath, and you attach your vacuum tube to that. However, I haven't got a proper wet and dry vacuum cleaner at the moment, so I'll dispense with that. It didn't seem to be very effective without actual suction. And then the next thing is we need to fit a bit, and I noticed that this guard here seems a bit loose, and I was puzzled until I realised that it does actually come off, which it needs to, so that you can get access to the spindle lock button and, you know, the collet nut. So we'll stick a bit in there. I got these 1/4" bits, also a special buy from Aldi, for a tenner for 12 bits, and actually I got them before I saw this, because I thought I could use these. Well, I could use these on the Triton, and there's some bit styles there, or some moulding styles there that I don't have. And that also comes with 2 collets. I've got collets coming out of my ears. Right, so what am I going to do? I think I'll do a sample Roman OG edge on a bit of scrap wood. This bit here. So let's... yeah. Bargain price, tenner. Really good bits, but very hard to get out of the case, even though it's a really nice case. So all you do is pop your bit in, get your wrench, and lock the spindle so it doesn't turn while you're tightening the nut. There we go. I'm going to put the guard back on. Now we need to adjust the depth, so just sit down. Right, ready to roll. So this has been unplugged during all of that. Obviously you want to do that to keep yourself safe. Now we don the goggles and the ear protectors. And that is a pretty impressive cut. Well, I'm impressed. Right, now I want to make a groove down the centre of the wood, and so I'll need to fit the fence onto the router. So that's actually moderately easy to do. First of all, this is the fence kind of mechanism that sits on there. What does it sit on there? It's up to you actually, it depends which side you're measuring from. So I'll want the fence on this side so that when we tip it over it runs along this edge. Right, now the fixing rods have a threaded hole in the end, and there's a little bolt and a washer, so you need to fix those onto the the sort of guide plate. I think this is a little bit of a ropey design, but it does work. So, and then got these holes in the base plate, and the rods go in there and out the other side with a bit of luck. And then these yellow spring-loaded knobs will just hold it in place. I'll just take that off for a minute because you can't use that kind of router bit to do a groove because it's got a guide roller and it you know, it doesn't have a sharp point or blade at the tip of it. So wrench, out you come, and yeah, I'm going to use this V-shaped bit to cut a V-shaped groove. So we pop this in the collet, and these do actually have a line engraved in them to show you how far to put the bit in, which is useful. Actually, before I fit the fence, I'm going to set the depth that I need. Look at me, expert. And now we pop the fence on. Okay, just tighten it up so it's going to hit the wood round about the middle where we want it. And honestly, it's so smooth and easy. And I don't want this video to be a comparison of two routers with you know, more than £100 price difference, but it looks like it's turning into that, and this one's winning. Okay, right, we're ready. Let's get suited and booted and plugged in and make a groove. Well, that wasn't too clever. I just hit the vice thingy. That's a pretty neat groove, I reckon. Yeah, baby. Okay, another thing I need to show you is the circle guide, which I've had, you know, a bit of a play with, and I've done some, well, fairly impressive groovy circles. So I'll show you how you do that. You need to get one of your rods from the fence. This is your center point locator. Basically, you screw it into your workpiece, and you need to fix it onto the end of a rod, which is just squeezed tight by that wing nut. And then take your router and you'll position the router kind of like that. So it's a bit weird, and it does mean I can't get any diameter smaller than that. So let's get groovy. And when you're doing this, you really need to keep an eye on the power cable, because you don't want to be cutting through it. So there we are, a circle. So that's pretty good. I'm not entirely convinced by this mechanism, but you know, it works. Actually, I'm enjoying this. I'm not going to try and use the template guide right now, because I don't actually have anything I could use as a template. But I think I will try a bit of freehand dribbling, see what I can do with that. So I printed out the outline of my Keith Cook's logo, and I've stuck it onto some wood, and I've started routing it. And I'm using the V-groove bit set at a very shallow depth, so it barely penetrates the surface. Okay, that's a complete mess, but let's scrape off the paper and see what we've really got. I had to use double-sided tape because, you know, I can't afford 3M spray mount. I actually looked, it's now about £25 a can, which is just ridiculous. Well, that's not too shabby. It's not too brilliant either, but for a first attempt, insanely proud of that. I might turn it into the world's first Keith Cook's clock. Then again, I might not. So the Aldi WorkZone 1200 watt plunge router, should you buy it? How can you not? £30, it's a steal. Even at £60, that's an absolute bargain. It's an amazing thing. And a 3-year guarantee. What's not to like? So, yeah. And I'm so thrilled now I finally have a router that I can use. So, all good stuff. Win-win. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, all of that nonsense. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.